Hello, my name is Crucimix, and today I'd like to tell you about the battle between good and evil, based and cringe, interesting and lame, gay and annoying. This is Skeletons versus JellyBean.
Your weird shower thoughts.
And throughout this video, I'm going to be playing a nice little example of the skeletons in question and the JellyBean in mention. Yeah, that's totally different things. You see how I spiced it up there, like poetry for you. Anyway, let's get started before I make myself cringe.
What is Obama's last name? What is his last name?
So first off, I'll explain to you what JellyBean is. JellyBean is this Minecraft YouTuber, very high energy, very young audience kind of person. You can surmise from the video clips and basically just that description what kind of person we're dealing with here. They're cringe, but also we're probably not their target market if I'm being honest. This is for like 13-year-olds, maybe younger. And as far as marketing goes, this isn't like a bad example of it, like exploiting the YouTube Shorts system, probably not a bad idea at all. And it's just getting recommended to fucking everyone, despite having like nothing to do with the YouTube Shorts people watch. Like, I don't know if the algorithm is just fucked or something, but like you'll go from watching a psychology video or like a video about guns or something to like JellyBean in the next thing. It's really weird. It doesn't make much sense, but it just is how it gets recommended. And honestly, gotta clap to them for exploiting the system, because it's fucking everywhere and you can't avoid it, which is why I find them so incredibly annoying. If they were just like really well marketed for like these kids, I wouldn't care. You know, it's just garbage content for garbage people, because children are little garbage animals. But instead, I have to be forced to see this constantly on my timeline, and it's just absolutely frustrating. Because honestly, I really don't want to hear this shit. It's so fucking annoying, and it's everywhere. Like, you'll see just on Twitter, on YouTube, on everything, this stupid face popping up and this annoying voice coming with it. And what makes it worse is they're slowly ruining Undertale music for me. Like, actually, I can't stand it anymore. It's just they're taking everything I love away from me. They're taking YouTube Shorts, which I absolutely clearly adore, and I am the sole proprietor of. I decide what belongs on YouTube Shorts. It's me. It's my decision, and they're just ruining that.
You could be having the exact same idea at the exact same time as somebody else right now. Is anybody else thinking about how delicious waffles are, or is that just me?
But no, in actuality, the more cringe something is, the funnier it is to make fun of it, so I really enjoy taking a shit on this passively, just, you know, in my quiet little circles, my little niche internet micro-celebrity friend groups. That's kind of what I'm into, just making fun of this child.
Did you know we're all basically side characters in someone else's story? Yeah, you guys are literally all the side characters. I'm the main character!
Actually, I have no fucking clue how old this person is. I'm not gonna say that, but still, they sound like a child. I couldn't tell if it was a guy or a girl at first because of it. And in response to this person sort of blowing up, you've seen this beautiful mosaic of these skeletons just taking the absolute shit out of this person, just shitting all over them, and I love it. It's my favorite thing on the internet right now. I love these hate-filled skeletons. They're just amazing.
What if oxygen is poisoning us? Just very slowly, and that's why we die of old age. Then simple solution, we kill the plants. They're the one making the oxygen. Wait, am I dumb? Wait, do they make the oxygen or the carbon dioxide? Guys, I think I'm stupid.
And I think, actually, this whole situation is kind of a force for good. I like that making fun of people is finally coming back into style. It's finally coming back to fruition. It's definitely what I've missed from the internet for the past few years. I mean, since the 2016 era, like the golden age with Filthy Frank and stuff, we haven't had anything so beautiful. I mean, you could passively make fun of people like H3H3 and stuff, but it was mostly like targeted, like actual complaints you have about that person because they're a hypocrite, not just calling them cringe and making fun of them for having an annoying little voice. And that's really what I missed, because without Leafy, we're kind of in this vacuum, this void, without any bullying, and I hate it. I miss bullying. It was my favorite thing in middle school, it was my favorite thing in high school, it's my favorite thing now. I just enjoy bullying. Anytime I see a child walking around, I want to kick him. Just want to kick him to the ground. I want to laugh and point. Because I remember what it was like to be back then. You remember being a kid, you remember how cringe you were. If you could go back in time, you'd kick the shit out of yourself. That's just part of the experience. And now we get to do that to people as they come up.
Turning up the volume is just zooming in with your ears.
So say what you will about JellyBean, but at least they're allowing this sort of rebirth of what we care about, something so dear and important to us: bullying. I don't really know if this is going to last long at all, if these skeletons are going to be taken down in a couple weeks by YouTube, or if it's just a new era of bullying, but honestly, I can't imagine it's going to last forever. It's a very tragic thing about bullying. People hate it for some reason, even though it's such a positive force, such a beneficial thing in the community, because without it you get just the worst kind of people. I feel like there's a very yin-yang dynamic between the person getting bullied and the person bullying, and sometimes, you know, it flips, it completely switches back and forth. The bully becomes the bullied, and it's just kind of an environment we need. It's a toxic behavior we miss.
Would a candle shop smell nice if it burned down, or would it smell like every candle ever? No, it would probably smell awful, because there's some candles that smell really bad out there.
It's kind of like bullying is an important part of our ecosystem, and without it, you kind of, you know, you ruin it. You make one group just kind of too powerful, because no one's there to call them out. You remove the jester from the king's chamber, and he just starts doing terrible shit, because no one's there to make fun of him. For a while now, people like Turkey Tom and stuff have been suggesting that we're about to see the pendulum swing back towards this kind of free speech, free bullying side of things, and I'm hoping that's the case. It seems like it might be, because things do wax and wane, but I wonder if YouTube hasn't made it too difficult for edgy content to really flourish.
If carrots are carrots and oranges are oranges, did they get their name after a color, or did the color get their name after the food? Okay, I understand what you're trying to say, but I don't think carrot is a color.
I mean, over the past year, they've basically made it so that Leafy has no chance of ever coming back, even though he has, like, multiple times tried to. And I've been thinking about doing, like, a full video on that just because I feel very sad about it. I really miss that poor little man. His chinless face made me so happy. But if he can't make it, then who's to say these skeletons are going to last very long? I mean, he didn't even really bully, he just made, like, 2 or 3 videos on one person and got sniped off the platform. And that's the thing that really bugs me. No one's advocating for, like, JellyBean to get removed from YouTube. None of the bullies really want the people they're bullying to be gone, because, like, that's not the culture we want here. We want anyone to be accepted. Everyone can and should be allowed to make content, and then there should be people who make content solely making fun of those first people. That's sort of the whole appeal to this, you know? YouTube is a lot more personal than something like TV. It's a form of entertainment that has you, like, latched onto just people, and, like, if you can't see the truth of people, everything is so, like, washed out and clean and sanitized that it's like 1950s TV versus late 90s MTV. I mean, the same people who would have been advocating for, like, free speech 10, 20, 30 years ago because they, you know, don't want the, like, Christian parents to be censoring The Simpsons are now, like, completely fine with advocating for censorship of just, like, independent, like, singular people, like, just individuals, pure, like, not associated with companies, not associated with anything. They're not, like, groups of people bullying, it's just, like, a one-on-one kind of bullying. I mean, you could argue, like, the fan base is kind of the group, but generally you only see the creator actually coming out with, like, videos. The audience, like, worse, you know, they might do some terrible shit, they might dox or, like, do terrible things, but that's not, like, the video creator's fault. That you aren't responsible for what other people do in your name. And whenever it's kind of creator versus creator, it's like, just make your own video calling them a cunt. Have this nice little back and forth, like, bullying each other. Honestly, it's kind of the easiest way to make a friend, because it's just, if you retaliate, bullies generally respect that, you know? Like, it's kind of an enjoyable back and forth, unless they're a complete pussy, because then they're gonna be the one to, like, cry wolf, you know? But I feel like for the internet to grow and heal, bullying is a real, like, necessity. Very edgy content just has no place, and whenever it doesn't, you drive edgy people towards, like, edgy ideologies and stuff, and you don't really want that. You don't want people who would otherwise be normal just making, like, dark jokes start associating with, like, terrible garbage people, right? Because I get it, YouTube wants to censor fucking everyone. They want to censor, like, you know, there's groups of people who are censored for various reasons, and whenever you start censoring even minor people who are just doing stuff like bullying, those minor people start to associate with the terrible people who, I mean, they probably shouldn't be banned either, but if everyone's getting banned, then they're gonna start associating with some unsavory characters, I'm not gonna lie. you really don't want to drive a group to the fringe, because then you kind of ruin the online culture. Like, they're going to just go underground. You never really get rid of people, and if you make them go underground, their ideology is slowly going to form-fit the things that already live underground, the fucking moles and the rats and shit. You want to talk about the pipeline, I mean, getting banned is like the first fucking pipe, dude. That's the entryway, that's the basic thing. There are people who, like, that's the initiation ritual for their scummy shit. And I'm not talking like politics or anything, I'm talking like pedophiles and zoophiles and shit like that. You know, the people who deserve to be, like, they shouldn't be here. Like, I'm very pro free speech, and I don't know if, like, Eat That Pussy should have been banned, but he definitely, I can't really argue against him being banned. Like, I don't really feel like fighting on his behalf, and you don't really want the people who get banned to start associating with Eat That Pussy 445, because then, you know, you get this kind of downward spiral, this pipeline to hell, this absolute disgusting fucking trench. Anyway, I know I've gotten kind of rambly in the last little bit here, but I figured, like, a nice little discussion about the just sort of, you know, dystopia we could have at our footsteps if we just keep letting edgy people get banned. And I really don't want to see these skeletons get banned, because at the end of the day, it's just fun. Like, it's just fun to make these videos and watch them and enjoy them. Like, otherwise, there's no like, I wouldn't enjoy JellyBean's content, and I don't. But you add these skeletons in them, and suddenly I'm watching them. Like, it's fun because they're getting made fun of. And if JellyBean just has, like, a good attitude about this, then I'm not gonna start watching their content, but I'll respect them. Because, you know, that's, like, it takes a lot to really take criticism on the chin. A lot of people just kind of give up, and they, you know, they bitch about everything. They're afraid to take any sort of criticism. Much less straight up bullying. So if someone was just, like, cool about that, then I would really fucking respect them. Like, I'd be down. Like, I'd be into that. You're a good person if you do that. Because it really does allow people who have no business enjoying your content start enjoying it. Like, if these fucking skeletons are just calling you a cunt every 2 seconds, it's hilarious, I love it. Anyway, that's enough rambling for one night. My name is Crucifix, it has been, and will be in the foreseeable future, so why don't you just mosey on down to the subscribe button and give us a nice little click. Watch a couple more videos, maybe click that bell too. Ooh, the like button. Oh god, that's nice. I just can't resist clicking it. Anyway, thanks for checking out my channel. Bye!
I asked Twitter what a PNG tuber is. These were the responses. Probably not a good YouTuber. Yeah, I'm definitely the worst YouTuber out there.